This ABC 15 News Update is sponsored by Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.
I'm Javier Soto with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. One person is dead, 3 others are in the hospital after a crash on the I-10 near Tonopah. Police say 2 cars, including a semi, got into this crash about 4 this morning, shutting down that freeway for several hours. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused this crash. New details tonight on WNBA and Phoenix Mercury star Brittney Griner. Griner's wife, Sherelle Griner, tells CBS Mornings Brittney is afraid of being forgotten by the U.S. Sherelle also says her wife is at, quote, her absolute weakest moment in her life right now. Griner is facing a hearing in Russia this month for her appeal on a 9-year prison sentence for drug possession. Sherelle went on to say that Brittney told her in a phone call she felt like her life just doesn't matter. Brittney Griner was convicted August 4th after Russian police say they found cannabis oil in her luggage in Moscow. The U.S. Senate debate is happening right now on our sister station, ABC15. Mark Kelly, Mark Victor, and Blake Masters are facing off. We'll have more at 9 o'clock right here on CW61. And then at 10 o'clock, we'll have 2 of our election experts joining us to talk through some of the key points. President Joe Biden is taking his first major step toward decriminalizing marijuana. He will pardon all prior federal offenses of simple marijuana possession. This move would affect thousands of Americans. Biden will also encourage governors to take similar steps to pardon state simple marijuana possession charges. 2 people are dead and multiple others were stabbed in front of a casino in Las Vegas. 1 person has been taken into custody. Those stabbings are still under investigation. ABC 15 going in depth on the fentanyl crisis, with fentanyl sadly becoming more and more common here in Arizona and across the U.S. There's a chance you might have come in contact with it. ABC 15 anchor Nick Saletti sat down with Phoenix police to ask them what we should do if you see or accidentally touch it.
I didn't realize that we could get this close to it and still be safe.
The biggest concern is if this was powdered fentanyl, we wouldn't be standing here talking over it and talking around it. That fentanyl in the powdered form is the single biggest concern I have for any member of the public or any member of law enforcement. These tablets, as you can see, they're well formed, they're staying together, and the drug is not coming out into the air. You're going to have to do something to get that drug out of there, like put it on a piece of foil and heat it to make that happen. So it's okay to be by it here. Our officers seize these materials day in and day out. I mean, it has become a multiple time a day occurrence. And so you need to have respect for these materials, but you shouldn't panic if you see them.
Obviously, it's better to be safe, and Nick says in the lab he wore gloves and was supervised. Police say to call them if you see something or you suspect it could be fentanyl or anything suspicious. To see all of our coverage on our Arizona's Fentanyl Crisis special, you can find a list of resources as well for anybody struggling with substance abuse. Head to abc15.com/in-depth. Gas prices are high and don't expect any relief anytime soon after OPEC announced it's cutting production. OPEC plans to cut 2 million barrels per day starting next month. That's more than expected and the largest cut since the pandemic started, and our wallets are expected to be hit hard.
Everything has a price. Energy security has a price as well.
Less supply of crude oil equals less supply of gasoline. Less supply of gasoline at current demand levels equals higher prices.
It likely means an impact at the pump of anywhere from 10 to 30 cents a gallon.
And you guessed it, prices rose overnight. AAA says the national average is at about $3.86, but here in Arizona, it's averaging about $4.51 a gallon, with Scottsdale leading the state at $5.04 a gallon. Now, if you want to see what prices are in your neighborhood, go to abc15.com/gas prices.
Hey there, everyone. Tracking your most accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. The chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms continues on your Friday, with temperatures starting off in the morning in the mid-70s, climbing to 88 by midday and reaching a high of about 93 degrees, which is near normal for this time of year. And the chance for storms will favor areas across central and southern Arizona throughout the day tomorrow as a result of the upper-level storm system now centered over northern Mexico. So highs tomorrow staying in the 60s there in Flagstaff, along with parts of the Mogollon Rim. And as you head toward Gila County, expect highs tomorrow to remain in the mid and upper 70s, with 80s down in the Old Pueblo and throughout Pima County, with 90s from Pinal County in the valley to the west as well. So here's your 7-day forecast. Temperatures staying in the lower 90s throughout the weekend into early next week as well, with the chance of rain now finally going down and temperatures actually slowly warming up beginning Wednesday and Thursday. And in Flagstaff, the best chance for storms will be on Saturday at 50%, with highs dropping into the low 60s and lows below 40 degrees.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to ABC15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 News Update is sponsored by Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.